So I already started off with my foundation done. If this was your wedding day, I would recommend to choose a foundation that you've already tried, you kind of know how it wears, because you want something to be kind of long wearing, and you can kind of decide how much coverage you want. Maybe you don't want too much coverage, but no matter what you choose, you just kind of want it to last for a pretty long time. So what I used was my CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. This has really good wear, and if you have oily skin, it kind of has a matte finish. And then I combine it with a little bit of L'Oreal's True Match, the Lumi type, just to kind of highlight the center parts of my face. I then just went in with any other spots that needed anything with my Maybelline concealer. Alright, so I just got one eye done. I started off by priming my eyes with an eye primer, and then I went right over it with kind of a skin toned eye primer, so I just used the Tarte CC1, just kind of cancel out any veining. So now what I'm going to do is grab my Lorac Pro 2. You can use any eyeshadows for this. I'm primarily going to be using these four, so it's going to be very bright and a little bit princessy. That was kind of my inspiration. And then at the end I'll probably use a couple of the dark colors, but you really only need maybe like one whitish eyeshadow, kind of a medium toned shimmery eyeshadow, and then like a black eyeshadow. So what I'm going to do first is take a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with just first a transition shade, and it's kind of a light brown color, and then I'm just putting that right in the crease. You can see my Christmas presents in the back. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Nectar, just to make sure that my crease is staying really nice and warm, and it'll help me blend out all those darker colors later. So I'm just going to put that a little bit above the crease just because it is a little bit lighter, and blend it in with that light brown shade. Now I'm going to go straight in with a C-shaped brush, and I'm going to take Snow, and I'm really going to just press my brush right into there, and then I'm going to just press it on the lid. I'm not doing any sweeping yet. I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm just pressing it on the lid so we get really good pigmentation. And then I'm going to wipe my brush off a little bit and just start with the inner corner and start kind of blending it, and then just go around the edges and then over the lid. And it's okay if it blends up into our crease a little bit. We're going to touch that up in a second. And then again, grab your blending brush and then a little bit of light brown on there, and I'm just going to blend that all together. And I'm going to start bringing that down a little bit right on this outer portion here. Whatever's left over on my brush, I'm going to run under the brow. Oop, there was a lot left over on that. So that's okay, we'll just blend it away. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of a smaller brush, and I'm actually going to take a single eyeshadow. This is called Barista, and this is from Coastal Scents. It's one of their single shadows. And I'm taking that on a little bit of a smaller brush to get a little bit more pigmentation, and I'm just running that right in that crease. And then also bringing that down a little bit on that outer edge of the lid. Next, go ahead and grab a little bit of cocoa and black. I kind of mix them together so that it would be a deep kind of bronze color, and I'm just taking that on the same brush. Be sure to tap that off really well no matter what shadow you're using. Dark colors can be prone to fall out. And I'm just blending that in the outer crease. And I just want to make sure that that's really even with the other side. And then at any point, go back in with your blending brush. I'm going to take a touch of cocoa on it and a little bit of light brown and just tap that off really well. And then I'm going to blend out that crease. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of rose right here, just with my finger. And I'm going to pat that right here on the lid just to transition our white shade to the black shade. And I'm going to blend that. And that looks pretty even, I think. Just to clean up, I'm going to wipe off my C brush, and just to clean up, I'm going to take a little bit of Buff and just run that on the outer edge and then connect it to the brow. I'm also going to go in with Snow again, that white shade, and just pack that right over the lid one more time. And that eyeshadow looks pretty good. Now I'm going to kind of take the same colors for the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with Mocha right here. It's more of a brown, and I'm just going to start lining the lower lash line with that. To deepen that up, I'm going to take a little bit of this dark shade again and just use it on the outer third, or you can even use black. Right in the inner corner, I'm going to go in with that Snow shade again and just put that right on the lower part. And then that's it for the lower lash line. So just to complete the eyeshadow portion, I'm going to take a little bit of Rose Quartz, and this is like a really pretty kind of glittery shade from Lorac. It's one of their 3D lusters, and I'm just putting a tiny drop on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to pat that right over the lid. It doesn't add too much sparkle, but it adds a little bit of a really pretty pink iridescence, so I'm actually going to put a little bit of that right in the inner corner too. And the shadow part's complete. So next I'm going to take a Wonder Pencil by NYX. You can just use any skin tone color, and I'm running that on the inner waterline because I want this to be a very bright look. We did go a little bit heavy with the darker shade, so I just want to brighten it back up again with the waterline. And now I'm going to take a black liquid liner, and I'm going to really kind of gently line the upper lash line. Okay, so that looks pretty good, and I'm just going to pop on some mascara, and then I'm going to use my favorite pair of fake lashes. They're really wispy but not too heavy looking, and I'll pop those on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just popped those on. I love eyelashes. So now I'm just going to do my brows really quickly. First I'm going to just brush them up a little bit, and then I'm going to fill them in with my e.l.f. brow kit. So I'm going to take a tiny little brush like that, and just the waxy portion here. And I always start with the bottom part of my brow, and then go to the tail. And I'm just filling them in naturally because you just want to look very sweet and innocent on your wedding day. You can do your brows however you want, but I just kind of want the eyes to be the focus, so I don't want to do too much with the brows. I just want them to help frame the whole look. Now to finish off the face, I already did a little bit of bronzer and I set my face with a powder. I would recommend doing that just so you don't look too shiny in photos, and maybe just keep a blotting powder or blotting sheets with you if you're taking photos. But it's completely up to you. I mean, it's your wedding day. You don't have to care about, you know, how you look. You're already going to look beautiful because you're getting married and it's your special day. So what I'm going to do is I just need a little bit of blush, but I kind of want a natural color, but I want it to be a little bit shimmery. So I think I'm going to use my Clinique blush in Precious Posy. So it's got really pretty packaging. It's really similar to NARS Orgasm. I accidentally have been buying like the same colors over and over, but I'm just tapping that off really well and even just knocking off a little bit on my hand. And I'm not bringing it all the way back, I'm kind of just keeping it on my cheeks. And then a nice trick I like is just to take a tiny bit on your brush and just put it on the bridge of your nose. It looks like you got a little hit of sunlight, and it's just very girly. I don't know if you can tell, but I like doing it. Especially if you have freckles, it looks really cute. So I'm just keeping it right on the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector. I believe this is in Opal, but I just have a little size of that. And I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to take a small stipple brush and stipple that on the high points of my face. And this will look really pretty. And then the face is complete. So now what I'm going to do for lips is I'll just give you a couple recommendations. I really like colors like Hush from OCC or Angel from MAC, or even I depotted a little bit of Cream Cup by MAC. Just really soft, girly pink shades, and you don't really want something too dark. Like if you're wearing a red lip and it wears off during the day, you're really not going to notice if a shade like this wears off. So I think these are really nice. Or I would totally even recommend just a NYX Butter Gloss because it's glossy, gives you a little bit of color, but you're really not going to have to worry too much about it. I mean, you have so many things going on that day, you really don't want to be worrying about your lip products. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do not even a lip liner because it's really, I just want it to be really easy. I'm just going to do a little bit of Angel, just a thin layer. And just to give it a little bit more moisture and longevity, I'm going to take Creme Brulee by NYX, it's one of the butter glosses, and just put that right in the center. So that completes the bridal look. I really hope you enjoyed. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I know I would totally wear this if I was getting married. It's neutral, but it still has that really, you know, beautiful glam factor, and it makes me feel kind of like a princess, so I guess that's what I was going for. So give me a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.